What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video, and make sure you leave a comment. Got a guest on today that did over 18 years in prison. In fact, this brother took off from the courtroom. He tried to escape, and we're going to get into all of that, but I'm going to let Loki introduce himself. Tell the people who you are, where you're from, brother, and let's talk about it.
Yo, salute, Capo. Thanks for having me, man. My name is Loki, DiBiase for short. Just call me Lo. You know, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, man. I got locked up when I was 24, and I did an 18 and a half year bid. You know, all the little seconds of time and fractions of a minute count up. So, to make a long story short, I went in for attempted murder, carjacking. Well, 2 assaults with intent to commit murder, carjacking, felony firearm, and attempt to rob my arm. Well, I didn't like what was going on, so I ended up in California. We'll get to that point later. And I ended up catching the dope case. So I did 6 months on the dope case, and I was fighting extradition to get here. And at that point is when I knew that it was extreme amount of injustice in America, not just with blacks or let's just say disenfranchised white people, but I've seen COs, you know, be incarcerated and have to do bits with us in there, and it made me kind of think different. You know, that even the homosexuals, you know, it was no hold barred if you had a number on your back, and you know what I'm saying. So, excuse me. So, anyway, as I'm going through Orange County, I'm reading my discovery packet. I'm panicking. I'm seeing all these souped up charges, and one of the guys told me, he said, "Look, man, go get the penal code book." I didn't understand none of that stuff, man. You know, coming from, I graduated from school, but if it wasn't my interest, I didn't want to read it and learn it. So here it is, you're telling me I got to fight all these professional attorneys and judges and this conglomerate, this machine with Latin. They're talking about habeas corpuses and the corpus delicti. I'm like, man, so I'll remember what I can. I go in here, I say some things, piss everybody off, and unbeknownst to me, right, Detroit dropped the case. I was kidnapped, brother. And this goes to the families out there that might be waiting somebody to get a call that's crying and saying, "Hey, man, they ain't do this, they ain't do that. How can they do that? We got an attorney." Listen, those people will do what they want. You don't have rights. And this goes to everybody. My brother made me sit down and read the Constitution. He said, "Brother, you tell me where you find the word rights in there."
Yeah.
And I kept reading, we had an argument. All right, I get up, I get my white guy right. This is my scholar. "Hey, man, whoa. He getting the books. This is my paralegal buddy." He like, "You right, man. We got privileges. Privileges can be taken. They're granted by, you know, a person or a group of people." And I walked away from my privileges by being impulsive. So now I'm in this system. I fought in there, so I started saying, "Am I going to fight to stay in?" So I never got arraigned for them. Sitting here, I do the 6 months, and anybody ever been to Orange County that did West Coast time know that even from the county jail to the Civic Center to Folsom Soledad or Long Park, if you're doing fair time, West Coast time is different because you got to get in the car. You know, you can't piss in this, you know, stall. You got to wash it, you know, stuff here. You can't do this. And it's real unnerving from a guy that's out of town. It's like, "Hey, man, I piss where I want, or I sit on any table, or I get a bag of noodles if I'm hungry from anybody," right? So I'm going through the route. I'm with Lil Hawk. Shout out to Lil Hawk from Insane Crips, right? He say, "You going home, bro? You go Detroit, you going home, baby?" I said, "Yeah," but you get that gut feeling like when something's wrong, and you know that feeling when you go to court and they say, "Hey, you only gonna get 3 to 10," and you're like, I don't know. And they bring up all your past history, and now you got 5 to 8. I'm at 5 to 8 or something, so I'm nervous. The numbers are getting lower instead of, they're getting lower instead of higher. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm going the wrong way. Hey, G58, G59. All I hear is change, brother. I see this brown suit, and I said, "Damn, Transcorp." I said, "Man, did Michigan come send you for me?" He smiled and said, "I can't tell you that." At that point, that's when I knew I was kidnapped. I did 11 days just traveling, man. CCA, Florence. I'm in every federal lockup, detention center. No yard, no phone. I can't call my family to tell nobody when I'm at the bus crash. They wouldn't even know I was dead. I could do this for 6 more months, man. 6 more months. No yard, no phone, no nothing, right? Bob Barker toothpaste and all that. Deodorant.
I want to ask you a question about that transit service, man, because they drive people all. You might be going to Michigan, leaving California. You might go to Texas, drive all the way back up to California, then over to South Carolina before you ever make it to Michigan.
You could only have to go. You could have a warrant in Ohio, and they want you in Ohio. You're from Michigan. They will take you to Nebraska. drop you off for 29 days and say, oh, you know what, let's take them to New Jersey now. It was insane, brother. And the level of discipline I had to display, the level of mental fortitude, I've never had to display this in my life. I never thought about, excuse me, but I don't want to send the wrong message. I never thought about murder so much in my life, but I applaud myself because these are the times where brothers like us or people that choose a different route need to say, no, I'm not supposed to be thinking about killing people. No, I'm not supposed to be thinking about stealing to get out of this situation. Hey, I'm not the only person that's been wrong. I didn't know how to deal with that. So by the time we got to the trial, and I'm adding up all these wrongdoings, all this foul stuff, and I'm listening to my attorney say, hey, just play the game, I don't got no evidence. I basically beat the case, bro. Chad, I beat the case, bro. Everything fell apart, man. I had 2 hung juries. And they didn't want to discharge the jury, so my lawyer tells me, this is my cousin. She looks at my face, she said, you got it. I shook my head. I woke up in that morning knowing it was my last day to see the bricks, man. I played All Eyes on Me, Tupac Shakur. I put on the suit. And instead of putting on my hard bottom Stacey Adams, I put on some Gun Soul Wallabies. Why? Because I had it in my mind that if it's break bad, man, they're going to have to shoot me. So, and it broke bad, man. The judge ordered them to come back, to continue, not come back, to continue the deliberations. He said, with that instruction, I'm ordering you to continue the deliberations. Well, you would typically think a judge could tell you anything, but in the Michigan court jury instructions, it ends with that statement. You can add on to that or take from that. It's called a dynamic charge. It's an Allen charge. That's when you coerce a jury to change the verdict. I'm glad I learned this, man, and it took years for me to swallow this pill. I had a razor blade on me, G. I had a razor blade and a handcuff key. I never figured out how I got in the courtroom, but I had it. So I stood up, I put it to my wrist and put it to the floor. They never seen anything like that. It bought me enough time to get close enough to one of the depths, and I got my hand on the butt of the gun. Here it is. I'm listening to the only reason why it made me snap, man, my father, he was a real asshole, man. I didn't get abused, but I got fucked up when I was young. I can't say too much bad about him because he was there. He was my father. A lot of people never had their father, but he was a Vietnam vet, bro. He was fucked up. I only heard this man cry 2 times in my life, G. When my mom kicked him out and when they said guilty. It broke my heart. I went in mode and the gun could come out the holster, Chad. It was a magnet lock on it, and I just took off and ran, and the other one tried to snap my neck, and I cut him with a razor blade from his forearm all the way to his wrist. Oh, my God, why did I do that? So here it is. I ran the judge out of his courtroom. He ran. I didn't think he could move that fast with that stuff on, so I get sentenced in front of the same judge.
Hold on. I want to ask you a question. So they convict you. You try to escape. Do you end up getting out of the courtroom? Do you get away?
No, I got to the vestibule doors. Really, it turned to an escape, man. I was acting in a kamikaze mode, and I really wanted to get killed. And by the grace of God, it didn't happen. So, I ended up being taken to Wayne County registry. I have blood all the way from my collar down to my shirt tail. This is one thing I didn't like about the George Floyd situation. All these guys getting killed. I've never seen so many officers be excited in my life. The 2 guards walking me had this solemn expression on their face. They're sad for me and their partner. But I'm looking at these dudes that's registering guys in, and they're pumped up. Yeah, what did he do? Yeah, you fucked him up. Oh yeah, they're pumped up. Why the dude shake his head and said, that's our blood? Everything stopped. He said, that's our blood. He said, yeah, we're gonna break your neck. That's when I said, wait a minute. Just 5 seconds ago, you thought it was me, and you were excited to see blood on my clothes. You didn't even know my shit. What if I just came and it was a mistaken identity? Or you know how it goes sometimes. You with a guy, he's talking shit, both of you get your ass whooped. That's how Big 4 used to do it. Gang squad. If you're outside, man, you wrecking your fucking leaves, man. You over here with vice lords, GDs, and PAs, sell my dogs, and wrecking your fucking leaves. Nobody knew my situation, but all those police were applauding the blood on my clothes till they found that it was there.
So it was all fun and games until it was one of theirs that was injured. As long as it was you, they're like, "Hey, man, good job, guys."
Exactly. And I'm bringing it up to tell you that these are moments that I had to reflect on and say, "Low, calm down. Low, it's not just you. Low, it could be you this time. Low, it doesn't have to be like this. Low, they're always going to be thinking like this. When you go into the system thinking, I got something coming. Where's my yard? Where's my food? I never thought like I had shit coming. I thought like they could take anything from you at any given time, okay? And that way, when they take it from you, you don't get it. It's not that much of a disappointment. It's kind of like reverse psychology. So it was a gift and a curse, man. I told Honorable Young Carol Youngblood, and I hate to say this, but I'm a man, and I'm gonna be real. I'm not pro police, I'm not pro convict, but I'm pro real shit. Excuse my language.
Hey, listen.
I explained my situation. I said, listen, I accept my responsibility. I apologize for the officer getting hurt. I was being basically self-destructive. I said, but I had 2 hung juries and 1 trial. I said, I'm 24 years old, and you're telling me my life stops right now? And I said, all I wanted was a fair trial. I said, now, true indeed, I acted out of impulse, but I mean, the fruit doesn't fall that far from the tree. You understand what I'm saying? She said, you had what? 2 hung who? She shook her head. She gave me 3 to 10 years. Man, my father, man, God bless his heart, he got me back with S. Allen early. I gave back time in 03, and I came back down on the rig, and I seen my homeboy T. Stuckey, man. I don't know if you heard of T. Stuckey or not, but he's doing fair time, free T. Stuckey, and he told me something. He said, listen, brother. He said, where I'm going and where you going is 2 different places, man. He said, you see this conversation we're having right now? He said, we're having $1 million conversation. He said, if I go to Lompoc, or I go to Terre Haute, or let's just say Pollock, I could have this conversation. Where you're going to create a lot of silent enemies, man. I didn't know what he was saying, and I get it now. I used to get mail coming in saying DVRC Publishing. I'm getting royalties from HFA and ASCAP. I'm still trying to live my life because I got brothers with natural life telling me, hey, bro, if I had this, I would do this. Call this person, do this. I said, brother, they're telling you you're never going to home. You want to rap? They're looking at me like, I'm not staying here, brother. And truth be told, one of my brothers is coming home in April. The same brother that told me, hey, man, get back up there and call them people in the morning, bro. And here I am now, 18 years later. You couldn't tell me this at 24. So when I got that time cut in 03, it gave me the faith that I needed to say, you know what, I fought to get here. Now fight to get out, but fight the right way. And it was hard, bro. I mean, out of 18 and a half years, bro, I had 2 fights. Can you believe that? Even after all of what I told you, bro, that's what made me say, I can't be in here fighting these brothers. By doing California time and me being around the Aryan Brotherhood and the Aryan Nation, I knew how to go up to people and say, hey, man, you need to check your bro. I don't care how you feel about us, right? But tell him if he wanted to do something, we go in the bathroom and shoot the ones, but he can't be running off with bro money. He shouldn't be doing business with him anyway. They learned at the diplomacy level where I stood at was so high that the Bloods in there, the Vice Lords, the GDs, they respect me. And I never had to get in the gang or anything because I was the pillar of what you would call the community, the real community. The one that says, hey, man, this brother been on the yard for 20 years, man. I don't know what he's got in there, but he's doing his bit. And we in here fighting over bullshit. We get everything shut down. The brother, he's going up north. You know what I'm saying? The shot caller's gone. The guys that really keep the equilibrium around the unit are gone. That was anarchy. I got that from Jilling out West Coast when the deputy would come in and say, hey, man, when we come in here, we shooting pellets and the ceiling and the floor. We ain't asking no questions. Get that shit together. Tell your man quit disrespecting my depth. Because I know your man's got weed in there. I know he got heroin. I know somebody got a cell phone. If this shit get to the lieutenant, we got to shake it down. Everybody going to home. We riding people out. And we governed ourselves. You know what I'm talking about, G? We would say, hey, get that shit together. Tax him. Clean that up. Shut up. You don't go to yard. You do burpees. You run. Hey, you lock up. And I carried that out here. And I said, you know what? It's the same concept if you really want to make it. I don't have to say to myself, hey, my employer's an asshole. Who's employer ain't an asshole? Hey, my employer doesn't like me. That doesn't mean I need to come back into the building and shoot it up with AK. Kids are saying they're being bullied, but we call it being blazed. I mean, how long have we sat there and listened to guys talk about us for hours and hours in the box? I did 3 years in the box one time, man. We had guys that would just sit there and just bang a Foot Locker, just talk to you for nothing, about nothing, you know? And you had to say, I don't hear that. So now that I'm out here and I look at my life and I say, hey, if I only applied these things before then and knew that I'm not the first person that an injustice was committed upon, I would have been able to accept a bitter defeat a lot better. And that's my real message to everybody now is that I went in there and I realized that I wasn't as smart as I was. I had a business. I had everything going for me. What I didn't have going for me was the control of my own emotions and to understand that I'm not the only one that's going to fail today. And when we wake up in the morning, we say, hey, man, look right now. It's Christmas Eve, man, and 2 years ago, I couldn't even get a person to pick up the phone, and I was paying for the phone call. And it's a humbling experience. It makes you say, you know what, I did it myself. I'm not going to blame anybody. Whoever doesn't pick up this phone, this is my fault. Whoever doesn't send me a secure pack, it's my fault. Whoever says, I don't want to deal with you when we get out, here's a couple dollars, peace, go get a job. All of this is my fault.
Lo, let me interrupt you for a second, man. And I don't like to interrupt you but I want people to hear that. I want that to resonate for a second, right? Where, listen, man, I don't think I've had some good guests on, man, but I don't think I didn't expect this today. I never had a guest on that talk like you talk, that you say, hey, man, if they don't pick up the phone, it's not their fault. It's my fault. I put myself in this position. And I want that to resonate with maybe not even teenagers right now. Maybe we're talking to the 18, 19, 20-year-old, 24-year-olds. I want that to resonate, man, because I don't want to see them in that position. And from the way that you talk, brother, educated, articulate, I respect you, and I respect what you're saying. And I want people to respect you and respect what you're saying, because it might save their life, bro.
Man, you look at it like this, bro. How many days have we been sitting in that day room? And you know those days, we get down to the lower levels. Like, I'm with this one guy, peace, my dude, Boo G. We call him D, man. D's about to come home, and we all come from, like, higher levels, man. Level 5, level 4. So we get out to this Camp Snoopy stuff. We don't know how these guys gelling, but we ain't about to blow up their spot and, jack off wrecking. And so we trying to talk to these guys, and we keep seeing certain guys coming back. I say, man, you just went home. What happened? He said, man, I went out there to get the job. My employer was tripping, man, and his family had basically shunned him, okay? So he swallowed the pill, came out and said, look, it's my fault, and got a job. And he was listening to everybody was telling him what to do. Now, his plans, when he was telling us, was something else. We was like, well, what happened this? What happened this? He was like, bro, it was too much going on, bro. What happened was he tried to do the right thing. Hey, bro, just get a job. Let me explain something to you, and this is another bad thing. We have to stop telling people just get jobs like that's giving a Band-Aid to a lobotomy. If you give me a lobotomy, don't give me a Band-Aid. This dude just cut out my brain out. I need more than a Band-Aid to cover this injury. You need to examine that person after time and say, hey, is this person into, let's say, industrial work? Okay, tell him to get a job that's involved in something that can help him improve his knowledge of industrial work. Hey, don't you know they're giving out grants for people that's doing, let's just say, nonprofit organizational cleaning? That's what you need to tell the guy, not just, hey, go over here. Because now you're making him seem like, hey, man, what can I do out here? I know I can get one, but can I get a referral from you? We're too humble to say, hey, bro, can you tell your people that I'm a good guy? You know what I'm saying? And here it is. This guy coming back. Why? Because he changed his mind. He changed his formula. And his employer is going to say, hey, clean up all that shit, or I'm sending you to jail. Okay? We got to be able to say, you know what? That's my trigger. I don't need to hear that. If that guy said that, I'm going to mess up. You got a phone out here, bro. It's 2021. You can work online. You can do all this stuff now to where you don't have to jeopardize you hitting your employer because he's talking crazy. So, like I said, once again, we did these things to ourselves, okay? We did these things to ourselves, so once we realize that it's our fault, we can't blame the CEO anymore because we know his nature. I had a CEO, man, the foulest guy in the world, man. He would stick a knife in your event, shake you down and say, you put it there. All right, so you know what I would do, man? As soon as I ride in, man, I find the foulest officer, and I'll just listen to him watch the ball, man. I might crack a joke. Man, you see Aaron Rodgers, man? It was scary, man. He run the football, man. It was scary punk. Yeah, man. And I know you're a cheesehead. All it takes is a little bit of a rapport. So now when this guy goes back to his bubble and they say, hey, man, White Hudson the DEO, White Hudson the threatening behavior, we don't like his attitude. That's the guy that cut the police back on 03. Because I had a lot of luggage with me, man. People just read my file and get me gone. I had to neutralize and I had to disarm people as if they were actual living, ticking time bombs. You know what the file officer said? Oh, I like Hudson. I'm not doing under that guy. and the CO started saying, you know what, let's leave him alone. So I started teaching the young guys, look, man, if you're a blood, really believe in there being a black liberation organized with oppression discrimination. If you're a Crip, really believe that there was a community revolution in progress. If you're really about growth and development, grow and develop, you know. If you're really about being a vice lord, right, then be a lord of your vices. And let everybody know that this is an almighty people's nation. It's not about gang banging, and that's the thing that made it look bad. When I sit down and I talked to a brother from the AVH, everybody was jumping on him. They were having an argument about Hitler and Jesus. And I didn't like it because they would say, hunky this, and as soon as he says the nigger word, they jump down his door. So I stood up and I said, stop. I said, that man got the right to feel how he feel, but what you're not going to do is jump on him because there's a bunch of brothers around here, and as soon as he said the N-word, you down his throat, but he can't say anything. I said, listen, what he's saying is right. You might not like it, but they don't want to deal with you because of their genetics. It's genetics. It's not about racism. I said, Hitler went over. Hitler went and started talking to a bunch of white people. He didn't just go to Hitler, Africa first. He started knocking off anybody that wasn't Aryan and said, I'll be back to get y'all next. I said, you better read what he was going through and what he was doing first. It was about economics with those Kaiser Jews. It wasn't just about being Jewish. The guy stopped. So the guy from ABH, he said, hey, hello, yeah, thanks, man. Shit. And the other brother stopped me and said, hello, man, how do you do this? I said, look, man, you understand people's language, man. You don't have to like somebody to respect them, bro. That guy ain't no rat. He ain't no pedophile. He a stand-up dude, man. You guys, I can't get a 2 for 1 out you dudes. So you always had to step up and be a good guy when nobody was looking. That's what a man of integrity does. He does the right thing when nobody's looking. I always got respect. But that came from, bro, me and the guys in the ABH, we in a pod in Kentucky, in Franklin. And we smoking some cigarettes and shit. So the porter comes in, y'all got some cigarettes? We like, nah, get out of here, we straight. Rat, plant, we don't know what he on. So now here comes the sergeant. He know we smoking, he smell it. We smoking cheap ass GPC, so you know that's loud. He said, look, man, I don't know if y'all got squares now. I know I smell them. I smell little tops, a little wick burner. He threw a pack in there. He said, split them. We look at the ABH. I look at one guy. He's got 88s on his eyeballs. Dude got like the bolts everywhere. Do you think we gave a damn about that when we paid the pack for splitting them cigarettes? Do you think we cared that guy was a sissy and then shower at whatever joint he was at, wherever we picked him up from? Get that dude a cigarette, bro. Everybody got 2 cigarettes. Everybody in their own space. Nobody have a problem. And we all shared our experience. We all shared the atrocities and injustice to us. I sit down with the ABH guy. I said, man, I'm from Florida, man. I don't even think like that no more, bro. He said, I was sitting here listening to you talk, man. He said, man, I wore that fabric for so long, man, I was mad at myself because that's not what I signed up for. He was like, man, everything you said was right, man. What made you even start reading about that? I said, because every time I go to another country, I want to understand the language, man. And that's when I knew that I had to keep doing this, bro. It was deep in the penitentiary. Maybe that was the reason why I needed to go, okay? So to the families out there and people that's doing things, stay connected. Don't think that just because, he's got 3 houses in the cot, he's all right. Nah, he's not. Because they giving you 1 meal and they breaking it down 3 times, calling it breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you might not get that because we blow the yard. We're going to slop everything up on the styrofoam tray and it's cold, man. Good luck.
Man, I never heard anyone say that. You get 1 meal on 3 different trays, man. Really, the portions that they give you for the whole day will equal 1 meal. And I never thought about that. Hey, listen, I'm usually in interviews, man. I'm not silent, man. You silenced me, bro. The mic's yours, man. The mic's yours.
I'm saying, bro, you testimony to this because it's like, let me tell you something I went through, and it was kind of shocking, man. And I hate to say this because it made me start to respect COs different. We ended up going, we got dropped off in CCA, I think it was New Mexico somewhere. I didn't even know it was a Fed joint until I started looking at their shirts. They had white shirts, and they was calling me Mister, and how you doing? Wait a minute, what you mean, Mister? So we get the tray. We so hungry, right? We get a tray. It's got grits on it. It's got a cup of milk. It has cereal and it has a carton of milk for me to pour in the milk for me to drink with the cereal. All right. Toast, butter, jelly. And I'm looking at this like, nah, this ain't the county. They acting different. They talking different. And we was like, yeah, man, we ain't got this, man. Okay, so cool. We like, man, he ain't coming back. Dude come back with everything. Hey, man, these towels dirty, man. Barrel roll messed up. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm just saying, man, we tear this bitch up. He comes back, y'all good? The level of respect was different. So I said, you know what, man? It's not them, bro. It's us, man. It's us in the system. We create these norms where it's like, hey, this guy's from Chicago. He must be about the drill. Hey, he's from California. He must be banging. Or, hey, he's from Detroit. He must be a hitman or a drug dealer. Man, some of these COs never seen none of us, man. I mean, you talking about people that live in rural areas, man, that sign up to do a $25 job. They probably never seen a black person in their life. They don't know how to deal with you. They're looking at the fact that, oh, Detroit's a murder capital. Flint's a murder capital. California's gangbanging. It's all of them. So they come in these units. They don't know how to deal with you. They're scared to death. All they know is these stories that they cooked up to these people, man. So I would have to go into COs and say, hey, man, come here, man. And I would start a regular conversation like I always knew them. I'm like, look, man, when I came down, man, it was like this and then like this. And it helped them move where you don't have to shake everybody down, bro. Roll up, say, hey, man, give me your ID, turn around, put your hands in there, and just walk. You make your job more harder than what it is. And one of the COs told me, he said, man, you could train COs, because I caught one of the younger CEOs, Evangelist. This was 2 weeks before I went home. She went in the cell behind an old white man. I'm playing chess. I like this, so I kind of wanted to put my beard. I said, Evangelist, come here. I said, never do that again, because you got guys that's watching that would say, hey, she went in there and had sex with that guy. I want to ride out. Hey, I want a time reduction. She said, what? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, we got people that play games like that here. I said, I know you can handle yourself. I know you probably can, get a guy off you, but that's not going to be the story when you come out that cell. So her face was just, she tightened up. C.O. Miller was like, why did you do that? I said, listen, man, if I don't tell her how to do her job, not the one that they give you in the manual, right? Not the one that you think that's going around when you see your partners doing bullshit, you shake them down, you throw his pictures in the toilet, and who's going to care? Nobody here. Hey, he's an inmate. I had to give her the unspoken version on how to survive in there. I said, look, these guys will take one situation and compound it, and now you're in this situation, and you're a female. They do not care about you. I said, they will have a party with you and invite you and rape you. Okay. I said, stop thinking that the good old boy is going to have your back when they say, hey, she went in there with a dude. They don't care. The inspector like, hey, suspend her. I don't trust her. But a dude can do it all day. You see what I'm saying? A dude can go in there. it was, and I didn't like that, G. So that was just the goodness of me, man. I didn't like some of the women I seen getting messed over there, white, black, or not, bro.
So let me ask you a little bit about this, right? I mean, you dropped a lot of jewels. I want to talk a little bit about Michigan. What is it like in Michigan? Is it a violent place? Is it a laid-back prison system? Is it gang affiliated?
Let me tell you, G. It's good now. Watch the story BMF, right? Shout out to Figgy for looking out for us. T, Big Meech, Stucky. These are real legends. These are real figures to us, bro. So when you go back to the time where they were on the streets and doing time on the yard, then oh my God, it was hard on the yard, bro. Hard on the yard, man. I'm talking about now. It's a little bit better, man. Don't worry about getting raped, okay? It's more people that are trying to fit in. People don't want to be 21 Savage. People want to be Pop Smoke. So you got more people trying to be Bloods and try to prove themselves in anything. When if you want to be anything, just be the best. I don't care what you're going there and doing, but it's too much. It's out here we don't deal with a lot of gangs like you got. We got more hoods that attach themselves to the things that you guys create, whether it's Blood, Crip, Vice, or not. But really, it's just jealousy, man. Time is easy in Michigan. I had a brother named Pyru, man. He killed a couple guys. He didn't want to go back. Oh, Pyru's scared. He said, man, y'all just don't know, man. It's on 24/7 every day out there. Ain't no time to sleep. He said, man, I could be getting ready to go home. Brother say, man, get dude off the yard. It don't matter. You the closest one to him. You got 2 days. Well, I thought you loved blood. I thought you loved crib. It's not like that out here. All these guys sacrifice each other for the most selfish means. It's like, hey, tell the brother that's doing all day to go, hit the guy in his mouth. Then this other dude goes home and leave everybody on stuck, doesn't do anything. So I didn't like the things that I was seeing, so I would stop young guys. Anything I knew that the OGs, the Bloods that was teaching me stuff in Cali, the Crips that was teaching me stuff, I would pull these guys to the side. I called a little brother named Capone. He slobbed this. I said, stop saying that, man. I don't want to hear those words. He said, I thought you used to mess with some Crips. I said, I don't care. They ain't taught me that. And what the brothers did to you, bro? Why do you hate them? I took them all the way back in history. I rewinded back the dials of time. I said, man, the police kill more people than the Bloods. I don't see you hunting them like that. All right. So when I brought them back down to reality, I said, look, man, I want you to watch Baby Boy. And you showed me one blood that did anything to a Crip in that movie. And it blew his mind. I asked him, I said, who was your enemigo? See, now I started using terminology you never heard of. Who was your enemigo, man? Who's your number one rival? He got the name and something that's a nah, man. Nah, it'll be some essays, then who? He didn't know that. And I said, listen, man. I said, when Ving Ryan said I'm from 52 Vermont, Hoover, the whole house went dark. Everybody knew about the history with Hoover. They wasn't criminal, but it was the criminals. And so when I told them, I said, it's more crip on violence than anything. They don't even tell you to kill no blood. They gonna shake up, smoke a blunt with a guy, have the best laughs in the world. As soon as you walk by, like, man, kill him, homie. What? And let us get the gun back. And we gonna bury it if you ever rat. We know what his gun is at. It was levels of the game that went beyond the young brother's understanding about what he thought was good. What he thought was a good life. And I would do it for the Bloods. I would hear them, oh, crab nigga this, crab nigga this. I called my young dude, Mac Town. I said, Mac Town, come here. He had a homeboy named Pyru Snoop. Now, this is going to be funny to all my real Bloods out there. I'm cringing. Pyro, Snoop. I say, man, what if I told every time you call that brother name down there, you disrespecting yourselves? He said, what? I said, man, you ever seen Charlie Brown? He said, yeah. I said, he had a dog, didn't he? He said, yeah, what type of dog did he have? He said, a puppy. I said, what color was his dog? He was like, red. Oh, I said, bro, ain't nobody call that brother down there Snoop. I said, never let my bro Pyru hear you call him Pyru Snoop. I said, that's a derogatory term. That's what Crips call Bloods, man, Snoops. That's the only words you know in Slob. Wake up, brother. But for somebody to really come from another state or on some different time and don't say nothing. See, my lesson was in the joint. You had one lesson. A brother gonna say, hey, bro, I don't like what you did, bro. And you might be blessed enough to get that. The lesson was you get stabbed. And then the brother tell you what you shouldn't do or shouldn't do, or you get a lock over your head. I said, don't let my brother hear you say that, bro. And he was like, damn, Lord, why you be telling me this, bro? I said, because I love you, bro. And I want you to get the right education. I don't blame you. I blame the brothers that came out of state that was running from other brothers. With this information, I only gave y'all a little bit, okay? Who gave y'all the story that they wanted because they didn't like these other dudes. I said, I got Bloods asking me about y'all, like, what they on out there? They on some shows on the 80s. I tell them Crips and Bloods getting money. I can't tell them nothing. I'm not in their car. So Michigan time is different because they want to get everybody off the yard that's really counting for something. The guys that's really doing time, they're trying to get it together. So much love to the myself, my Bloods out there. They hold it down. You got a lot of Vice Lords and G's that's really doing active community shit. We're really more about let's get the police off our ass over here. The other stuff is kind of like imitation, but who isn't imitating something going on with some gangster in the prison system? But in Michigan, it's different. In Cali, oh man, I'm thankful for doing West Coast time because it made me respect. I can't just fight everybody just because. I can't just come hit you in the mouth because you did something to me. Michigan needs to get that. But for the most part, man, we get tricked a lot out of here because we don't stand together, man. We're divided out here. We don't go to the law library. We want to pay lawyers. We want to ask our parents to bail us out of every situation. We don't want to do what it takes to go home and be free. And I got different types of educations in California, different types of forms of etiquette, different levels of respect, and I kept merging myself with brothers that was thinking or somewhat thinking on the same level. I had advancement to make. I had improvement to make. So my improvement and my civic duty was to stand up and say, hey, okay, yeah, I didn't do some of what I did to get here, but I'm here. I'm here now, and you did something somewhere that wasn't right. Make it right here with these dudes now. And it's a good thing, man. So I'm not really bitter about it, but I never thought I'd be able to hear myself say this to you 18 and a half years from now at 24, bro. I thought my life was over. So I thank you for having me because this platform is important. I used to think like I wish it was somebody that could hear us because the more people that hear us like this, y'all can reach out and say, I got an uncle in that. I mean, like, I might not be able to write him. All you got to do is stay in contact. Answer the phone. Yeah, he'll call you. I say here and I'm probleming with somebody, and I don't want to put too much of my business out here, but it's a lot of people that wouldn't fuck with me. Let's just put it like that, all right? For me to see them on their phones every day, and then I'm like, wait a minute, you TikToking, you Instagramming, you couldn't J-Pay me? It sets in a little harder. See, when you're in that cell and they walk by and you don't get the mail, you're like, all right, they busy. When you get the phone, you pick it up and call, you say, all right, well, they working, coronavirus. But when you out here and you see it, it's different. So you still have to swallow the pill and say, you know what? So what? I'm not gonna keep score. What I did, I just said to myself, they weren't designed for that. They weren't ready for that, and it's not for you to keep score, bro. Okay, know the level of loyalty you have with people. Blood makes you a relative. Loyalty makes you family. And I always thought that just because you related to me, you were obligated to do shit. You're my uncle, my aunt. Well, I can you. My brother told me, man, I ain't gave my son no money. I ain't gave my son no money. I went to the military when I wanted something, man. I did this with my son. You my brother. At 18 years, it took damn near 3 years ago for him to give me some money. And I love that about him. At first, I didn't like that, okay? I had to keep hearing that no. I had to keep hearing that, okay, let me get out here and figure it out. We don't want to figure it out sometimes, bro.
Is that something, Loki, is that something that motivates you to never go back?
What motivates me never to go back is I know I'm more important to y'all out here than anything. Nah, it's not even that. Because truth, people need me like bad now. They need brothers like me bad. And I kind of felt bad when I left. You know that feeling? It's kind of a institutionalized statement I'm making. I was leaving brothers that I knew that couldn't fight for themselves. I watched the brother JoJo. They pumped his chest for 45 minutes, man. You know they inoculated us in Jackson, Michigan. The first cases of coronavirus was ironically, in the units in the city I was in, Jackson, Michigan, Parnell, Michigan. Look it up, man. Look it up, man. We're gonna get into some deep stuff. Those are cell blocks. I'm on 4th Gallery, and the first case was a probate officer. The COs were putting ice in their mouth, hiding their temperatures. I talked to one constable, what's wrong? He had this solemn look. She had it, gave it to everybody. They inoculated us. Right? They made us sick, and I told the inspector, why y'all keep bringing guys in here? Y'all got 11 blocks, 4 blocks, 7 blocks of museum. Put them guys over there. They put them in our unit to build the antibodies up for us, to make us sick, to help y'all. They got all of us sick, bro, and they wanted the blood from us. So here it is. They come back and say, hey, we're doing an antibody test to make sure, you're all right. I said, is this voluntary to say yes? So I opt out. I said, let me take the COVID test. They say, if you don't take this test, we're going to suspend your parole. I said, wait a minute. I thought it was voluntary. Do you know they actually tried that? And Michael Egan from the parole board, he said, I got a memo here saying you didn't do a corona test. I said, why would I want to know if I did? I'm going to take with the National Guard with a swab on my nose. They went to this extreme, bro. They went in my medical records and took the fact that I took a COVID test out. If it weren't for the National Guard having me on tape, I wouldn't have been here talking to you. Michael Egan shook his head. I said, look, I'm not here to tell you who's the bad guys on your side. Please reinstate my parole. I got a book coming out. He said, man, send me the book. I want to read it. I kept it moving. Even at that point, I didn't blame anybody. I didn't say it was the A-Russ, it was them, it was this. I said, look, man, it's life. Reinstate my stuff. I'm 30 days behind where I was supposed to go, but hey, I just did 18. So what? So here it is. Oh, man, I ended up catching coronavirus twice in there. And this one, when my attitude took a drastic turn. I never got sick. I had the chills, but I knew I had it because the antibody test came back. What they were doing, bro, was this. The reason why they didn't want me to parole after that is because they were making everybody's blood, bro. It's free blood. You guys got to pay to give a blood. It's free blood. Okay. When I said no, I was messing up their little routine. Everybody was in a rat race to come up with a vaccine, but they pretended like they were helping us. So I went to healthcare and I said, do you guys need some help, man? I'm watching TV, man. I'm worried. Y'all getting DNA from llamas? Do you need my blood, bro? I got sick before, but I know I'm not, man. Maybe I can help. You know what the nurse told me? You know they're wrong because he had a CO in the meeting with him. You know the CO was supposed to come back there with the nurse stuff. He said, no, he gave me this boilerplate. I said, listen, man, that's why we don't like dealing with you. I can't even want a good heart. I don't want to help, man. And you're going to give me this BS? And when I found out what they did to us, it made me mad, bro. It was another Tuskegee experiment all over again. And it makes you want to cry. So when I seen the brother JoJo say, hey, man, I don't want to go tell them people I'm sick, man. You know they're going to do this, man. Let me pick my store goods up out the street. For those that's listeners, the store is commissary, man. We don't get it twice a month. Well, yeah, twice a month. In some states it might be different, but you live off the canteen if you really don't got nothing going. And the brother was so caught up in the penitentiary, bro. He did like 30 years. He had finally got back. Bro. He finally got back. Carter, man. Remember that name, Carter. He died 2 years ago. I'm seeing some information on him. He died, bro. We went down there and he was gone. We stood, all of us, the whole unit. We stood there for 45 minutes. This man's arms were just flailing. They're pumping his chest. The reason why they're pumping his chest for 45 minutes on camera, they want to look like he died en route, okay? They're going to say that he's not DOA on arrival, but he died in the hospital. He died in the hospital. They're not going to say they can't tell unit he died from the coronavirus, right? So they're pumping his chest because they got to make it look good on camera. We're yelling, get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. It broke my heart. And here it is, a brother, man, that was telling me all these good things that I should do, telling me what not to do. He just made a bad calculation. He wanted to pick up some store goods. And I'm like, who am I to be going against the grain at this point? This brother just lost his life, man. Do you really want to do anything to go back to a place where they will let you get sick, give you the sickness, and then don't even pull you out the unit at the time?
Never again.
Nightmare, man. So you're dealing with your people, man. We got a lot of PTSD too, man. So just be considerate, man. It's a lot of PTSD with us guys out here, man.
Loki, let me ask you a couple other things before we get ready to close, right? You were in the music industry when you were a young man, right? Involved with a lot of people. Yep. You're from Detroit. Did you ever know Eminem?
Honestly, I know Proof. Proof, that's my dude, man. And it's weird you bring that up because that broke my heart. I was in the box and they killed him, man. Proof taught me how to play chess, man. We used to throw a lot of parties every freaking weekend. We had a group called Free Squad. Back in the day, you had, for the young guys, people that don't know, hip rolling and all that wasn't illegal. It wasn't gay or anything. But, you had dancers, DJs, and a rapper. You didn't just have a rap guy with some chains on. So we were the dancers. So we met a lot of people. So people would tell us, man, stop going to those clubs. You're going to die in those clubs. So when I seen him get killed, I'm like, what? Why was he there? So, proof. I met a lot of good people, man. Suge Knight wrote me when I was in there when he was incarcerated. Ain't that something? He wrote me, honestly, more than people I've done dirt with. So I will never want to hear anything bad about Suge Knight when I met him through Trey Bellows. My man's Trey Bellows out there rolling 30s. I was telling him, man, the label don't want to deal nothing with me. Caught the case. That's talking about, we'll see, how the case go. He like, man, Suge just got out of Mule Creek. Send me your CD. I'll walk it up in death row. I sent him 2 CDs. This the only thing that kept me alive in there, bro. When I went in and I seen HFA and ASCAP still sending me mechanical licenses for like ringtones, and I'm seeing the game change of my face, literally. Okay, digital streaming. I said, bro, you still got a shot. If you could tough through this right now, you could come out an entrepreneur still and hold your head. I never had a dollar in my pocket, but I had to hold myself to that esteem like a boss, like I had $1 million. I had to move and think like I had $1 million, even though I had nothing. I had something. I had me and my music and my publishing company. So when I went in there, they cut my water off. NOI, nose of the 10. Oh, you're operating a business. I asked the conference, I said, don't you want people to be self-sufficient? You're blaming me for using all the taxpayers' dollars and da-da-da-da. I said, to me, I thought running a business was if you came on my cell, I had a ledger or, some receipts or, I'm holding a board of directors meeting at your visiting room. I said, all I'm doing is sitting here, letting the agency, right, operate my business on my behalf because I'm the principal. And I'm still getting royalties for something I did prior to me coming to prison. I had nothing to do with my conviction. So please explain to me what running a business is, since I don't have any clear idea. They thought they were dealing with, a nigger, when they were dealing with an educated man that just made a mistake. We ain't criminals, man. Some of us are criminals, but some of us just commit crimes. A criminal is a guy that eats, sleeps, and defecates crime. Some of us, if you watch us in there, we're not criminals, man. We don't move like it, and I didn't never want to be a convict or inmate or prisoner. So I said I'm a hostage. I'm a businessman that's incarcerated. When you become a convict, I jail like a convict. Let's get this right. And you understand what I'm saying? When I go to jail, I jail like a convict, but I'm not a convict. When I'm a convict, I'm thinking like, I could do 5 more years. If this CO come in here and break my cell, I'm going to hit him in his mouth. I can do 5 more years. No, I'm a businessman. I can't. As a convict, I could say, I don't care. Send me to the box. I could do 3. So I'll drop everything and go to the hole right now just to prove my point. I ain't got no time to be wasting sitting somewhere I can't call nobody or write or move or eat when I want. So no, I'm not a convict. So you know what? Yeah, you right. My bad. It won't happen again. Oh, you need me to tuck my shirt in? Yeah, you right. I learned how to get beat up, knowing that, all right, so what? I ain't get killed. It's an unnerving feeling because I developed PTSD to the point where it's affecting me out here. And so I'm giving you this message to let you know when I wrote the books and the music slowed down, and I thought about all the people in the industry I met. Fatima York, Kadar Massenbar's sister. This was my manager. My rap partner, we were all trying to get a deal with Motown at the time. We just knew we were getting a deal. So instead of going with Eminem, I went with Motown. And Proof was like, come on to the studio, bro. Come on to the studio, bro. The last time I seen Proof was at a bank on 8 Mile at Michigan National. So he's got the, the little things you put over your face to cover your eyes, right? I say, Proof, he won't look. He think I'm a group. I say, hey, Deshaun. He turned around like, hey, man, I don't know my real name. I said, what's up, bro? Here it is. I'm fighting this case. He said, man, I was stuck over there with Eminem, and he's telling me about the Up in Smoke tour. He's like, man, they knocked down the building. I thought we was dead. I give him a dat. You know what he told me? He said, Lo, call me, bro. I kept telling my bro, call me. Aaliyah, that's my homegirl. I went to school with Aaliyah. I still talk to Rashad Horton, who does my promo right now. She used to come to me in dreams and just walk me places. Never would say anything. The last dream I had her, she walked me to her brother, and me and him still deal with each other to this day. I knew her father, who was a coach of our basketball team, that I still use some of the same methods that he taught me on the basketball court. Nothing is by mistake. All of this is by design. So when you ask me that question, is that what I use to go back? No, man. What I use to go back is saying that it's not for me, man. That's not my habitat, man.
No doubt. Hey, look, man. 100%. I respect you, man. Like I said, you silenced me. Your book. What's the name of your book? Talk about a couple of your books.
Generalismo, man. For those that might know the term generalismo, that's a guy that's a little higher ranking than the general. Okay, so generalismo, man. Generalismo, the saga. It's about an international criminal mastermind. He's wreaking havoc on the black market, and it's a story about globalization. So, a lot of people don't understand that if you got 100 kilos and I'm a jack boy, okay, if I can't figure out a way to get into your pockets the right way, me stealing 100 kilos might not be the best thing for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because I could set up a tsunami of treachery with those 100 kilos, thinking, oh, you got 100. Well, shit, if you got 100, you probably got 1,000. That means you're working with a ton. That means you're probably working with a cartel or somebody that's going to look for these 100. So when we do these little kick doors, right? When we shoot these guys in cars, right? That we think, oh, it ain't nothing. It is something. Okay. When we take these little things from people, we set off a chain reaction. And you might think I'm just doing a couple of those. That's a whole lot of water. But guess what? If the tide's the right way, that little wave will turn into a tsunami on the other side of Indonesia. So I stopped throwing rocks into the ocean thinking like it's just a rock. That's what we do when we throw our little bullshit into the game. That's what we do when we do these. We got these guys talking about I ran off on the plug. I don't want to hear that. I don't applaud no rapper talking that garbage. When I do these interviews, you cannot talk to me about anybody, about nothing negative. I don't do any interviews with people like, oh, I use beef with that guy. I don't got nothing bad to say about nobody, even the guys I don't like. If you was to ask me a question about some of the dudes I got beef with, I was like, yeah, man, yeah, sucker boy, you better watch him, man. He a real guy. He was getting his money. If I got something bad to say about you, I probably got a lot of good to say about you too. So hating is when you don't get somebody props. All right, so journalism is about that story in itself, just on a broader perspective. Okay, we have to be careful about the things we do because they think it's like a whole bunch of people doing this, and really it might just be one person. So journalism is kind of embodying the whole epicenter of what we call globalization right now. So tap in, man. I got another one coming called Stiletto Stallion. Right after that, it's about a female pimp. Okay, a lot of guys out here, they talk about the pimp game, but it's a lot of females that's really I'm talking about. I'm not pimping on some street level tip, but on the Heidi flights, these females have a real elaborate system in Detroit that made me respect game. And it wasn't the dudes I learned being a player from or being a Mac or a hustle from. It was females, though. Females in our city really got the bag out here heavy. They're not they're not to be slept on either. So I did a story about them, and these are just some of the books I wrote. So I'm gonna give y'all journalism on first, and it's a saga, man. So tap into it. It's an ongoing, perpetual story about straight up come up, man. It's all about come up.
I'm gonna definitely get the cover and put it up in our interview, man. Look, again, like I said, I don't know, man. You got me like you're like one of the dudes that I met in prison, New York State prison, that were there for a long time and were super educated, like Herman Bell. Rasu, one of the people. Yeah, Herman Bell, man. He was my neighbor for many years. But,
straight up.
Yeah.
Well, that dude was a legend. I heard about him do some of my fair time. My guys doing fair time came up. They'll send the guys from fair time to Marquette. And, you just hear stories and hear names. You be like, all right, all right. He must be somebody. But damn, that's amazing, bro.
You're an educated dude. So look, man, I'm gonna close the show, but we might do a part 2. I'm gonna hit you up. I appreciate you. Like I said, man, you left me silent, and there was no reason for me to interrupt you or change the conversation because you drop more jewels, and this isn't a disrespect to anyone else, but you drop knowledge and truth. And
when I see your podcast, I was like, oh man, I want to sit in front of dude. It's like, it's hard to get people to they ask the right questions or just give you the platform or just understand what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? Can I share one more thing before you go?
100%.
I'm gonna tell you some of the real stuff that happened to me in California. It was a pedophile. My homeboy, Big Mac was squeezing. Big Mac would get on the phone next to you, listen to you, and then call his girl and be like, hey, man, look up this dude. He'll look at your wristband and, okay, he in there. So I would always flip my wristband upside down. Anytime I go to jail, I flip my wristband inside out so you can't read my name and be all in my business. So anyway, then you want guys jumping your case ratting. So it was a ride about to jump off. I ain't been here 3 days, right? It's only 4, it's like maybe 5 black guys, and then you got the Asian guys rolling with us. So maybe we might be 7 to 10 deep against the ABH and all the essays, all right? They blow down on us, man. They squeezing such and such. I roll my bear roll up. I said, look, man, I'm from Detroit. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Anybody come past here, I'm stabbing. ABK, anybody kill him, all right? They're like, whatever, Detroit. They tell me, look, just stay here. If it pop off, I'm listening, but I'm not listening. I'm just watching everything. Here comes out. They want to talk. They said, look, We got to beat that dude up. He got to get beat up, and both of them got to leave. We ain't taxing nobody for no pedophile. Now, we'll give you stuff back. Matter of fact, we might even do that. We could give you some of the stuff back. But ain't nobody getting beat up for no. You know what the brother did? He went and talked to the guy, and the white guy came to me and was like, look, man, I don't like nobody to mess with kids. Dog got to pack that shit up. I'm going to go back to Moose. Moose was a shot caller. Now, Moose, he wanted to have what he wanted to have when it was convenient for him. He knew dude was a pedophile, but he didn't care until he got exposed. Moose came to me and said, look, bro, I'm telling dog he got to get off the yard because we had got into it. He was like, nah, man, I don't like that, man. And dude politely packed his barrel up and we maintained the peace. I went to Moose and I said, look, bro, my bad, man. I ain't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm new to this. I didn't know that the first 3 toilets was this. It's for respect. It's not saying that you're a sucker. It's not saying that you can't do this. We do those things and say, hey, bro, it's something in life that's not going to change. We understand it. We're not going to change what we're thinking. But what we can do is say, hey, this is our space. This is your space. This is your space. Let's respect space. The brother told me the most important thing before I walked out. His name was Baby Lawrence. Baby Lawrence was a millennial. Baby Lawrence had did 60 years straight. He said, when I came down, my social security card said nigga on the back. I had to shut up and listen to this old man. He said, brother, as I did time, I recognized the most important thing is space. He said, that's all we fighting for in here is space. He said, so always respect space. And that's why I like you, young G. He was like, you came in here, you put your bag down, you didn't just get to unpack and you said, hey, what's the rules? I didn't come in and just I said, hey man, let me know what you don't like, bro. You get the window open, bro. You mind if I put the trash can here? All right, I'll do it. I asked first because if there's an issue, I turn right to right. Hey, bro, this might not work, man. Let me go and lock somewhere else. He knew I wasn't a regular young dude, so he would just breathe on me. And that's the message I wanted to tell you, man. Space, man. We got to respect space. So respect everybody's space, man. Gay or not, or, tough or not, man. One day we ain't going to have no space to respect.
No doubt. No doubt, man. Listen, again, man, I'm going to close the show, but I appreciate you. I respect you, man. Happy holidays to you. We're here on Christmas Eve doing this, but I appreciate you for being here, bro.
Yeah, happy holidays to you and everybody out there. I heard you just had, some bundle of joy that's coming into the world. So, man, I'm happy for you, bro. I feel like I had a child.
It's all good, man. I appreciate you. Tell the people, man, hit that like button, hit that share button. Grab this brother's books. I'm going to put them up. I might even put it on the green screen. I'm going to do something, but check this brother out. As you can tell, man, one of the most educated dudes I've ever interviewed. One of the most educated dudes I've ever spoke to, man. I respect you, man. So with respect, blood on the razor wire. Until tomorrow, we're out.